So yesterday's podcast featured some voice messages from Dan and Bianca's podcast, and also the Good News podcast. As I told you, I've been leaving theme songs for these folks, and some are starting to want to either utilize those things or they're just thanking me for it. So I'm putting you guys in here. If you guys hear this, this is hello to you guys. Also, yesterday's podcast, this is Inspirado Projecto. Yesterday's podcast, I was mistaken when I was waiting for the Uber guy. I thought I was going to Stillwater in Dana Point. However, we went up to the Rose in Pasadena, which is where we interviewed Faith and Devin from the band Ambrosia, both who work at the Rose. So if you ever head up to the Rose in Pasadena, say hello to Faith and Devin. And they put a band together. And I played one of their songs on Inspirado Projecto Radio. That's up on there. I'm going to figure out how to get songs. Anyway, well, I'll figure out a way. I'm going to start trying to figure out ways to get music into this. So this was something I was just messing with. I thought it was a pretty cool riff. Da 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 da.
Hello. Do you prefer if I sit in the front seat or back seat? Does it matter? Oh, it doesn't matter? Great. Oh.
How are you?
Great, how are you?
Good.
Oh, yes. How long have you been driving Uber?
Not so much, 1 year.
Oh, that's great. Do you like it?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Is it interesting meeting all kinds of different people all the time?
But sometimes the people is very rude, so it's not.
They're very rude?
Yeah.
What?
They hit the door.
What the heck? People should be...
Say bad words.
They should be happy that you're driving them, you know? Taking them where they need to go.
Convoy. I mean, the people need transportation and I need the money.
Yeah.
Pay the rent.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
But it's working together.
Yes, yes.
But not the people
That
sometimes
is
very rude.
strange. Isn't it strange that for some reason it's hard to think about why this even happens, but that people tend, a lot of times, people tend to be mean or rude to those who are helping them. Isn't that interesting? Whether it's at a restaurant, you know, they'll yell at the waiter or waitress, or if they're on the airplane, like, oh, you didn't bring me more big pretzels. You know, it's very interesting, right? And everyone's trying to cooperate together. So I can't wrap my mind around that one. So,
But sometimes the people is so nice.
oh, so you have encountered some nice ones?
People nice like you.
Yeah, it's nice to.
But it's more the people nicely than people rude. But that happens sometimes. And you feel like, this job is not for me. Because I try to be nicely with everybody, but it's hard when you try to be nice and the people upset with you. More nice, more upset.
Wow. So, do you have certain hours that you work?
I start to do as a part-time, but and then I lose my job. I'm working, my full-time job is working as a nanny.
Oh, okay. So you just do this whenever you're not working?
Then they put the baby, the little girl I take care for 6 years, and put it in the kindergarten. So, and I say, okay. In the meantime, in the middle till I find another baby to take care, I made this full time. So now I have like 4 months to make a full time. But it's like I told you, sometimes I have a very, very, very bad days. Because the people is rude.
Do you try to work in the mornings mostly, or in the afternoons? Or
in the morning and a little bit in the afternoon, because then the traffic is so horrible in the afternoon. After 4, wherever you go on the freeway, the street, the mountain or whatever, it's like stacking in the freeway, stacking in the traffic. So after 4, it's not good to drive.
What's the farthest distance you have driven? What's the farthest that someone has had you take them?
Santa Fe Spring.
Santa Fe Springs? That sounds far away.
Yeah, it's like a 1 hour and a half.
Holy moly. So that's the farthest, huh?
Yeah.
Would you, let's say someone wants to pay you to take them to, I don't know, let's say Arizona or something. Would you drive that far?
No.
No. But you might get paid a lot to do that, though, right?
Yeah, but sometimes the problem is when you come back, you have to come in alone.
Oh yeah, that's true. Very true.
So
That's
you
true.
spend a lot of gasoline to come back.
How many people do you usually pick up in a day?
Depends how many trips you make. Usually they make like 10 to 15 a day. And it's a short trip or a long trip. Because when it's a long trip, you make more money, but you don't can make too many. Because it's, maybe you can make only 6 or 7 during the days, only have a big long trip.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. But sometimes you make a lot of trips, like a 15 trip, and it's only $5, $3, $6, $3 every trip. So you don't make almost nothing, and you make a lot of trips.
Oh, I gotcha. So it's better to have longer trips.
Yeah, everybody prefer because it's more money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Uber try to change a lot of things frequently, every 3 months, put new rules to because then when they started, the people take advance,
Oh.
like approach the opportunity to, because like in the airplane, in the airport, LA.
Oh yeah.
They have a station. Uber have a station, and the people when only take long trips, and the short trip don't accept it, cancel it. So Uber say that and say, and now Uber don't show you if this is a long trip or no. You go to here.
I think so. Yeah.
So it's that's no. I think that's not properly because the people only want to take the long trip, and everybody needs transportation.
Oh,
and
right.
Because everybody needs to go.
So drivers just were not
the
taking
driver
shorter trips?
refused to take the short trip.
Oh,
Because,
interesting.
I mean, that's no good money. Only long trip make a good money, because from the airport is more expensive, because, you know, sometimes you pay triple.
So after the light, you're going to turn left.
Okay.
Not at the light, but there's a little street up there that you'll be turning.
Okay.
See, where that car is coming out of. There's a car coming out of way down there. So you'll be going right where that person turned, right there. So, what would be your ultimate dream? What would be your dream thing to do if you didn't have to have Uber? You know, if you didn't have to work for somebody, what would be your dream job?
I mean, dream job.
Yeah. If, like, let's say a genie pops up out of here and they say, "Well, I give you wishes." Like, what would that be?
No, but really, you know what? Really love it. Take care of babies.
Left here. Oh yeah, you like taking care of babies?
Yes, I love it.
Oh, that's great.
Because the babies is very natural, spontaneous, give you love.
Yeah.
It's fragile, you're protected, and so all this stuff. So I feel like working in a daycare or something like that.
Yeah.
To allow kids to change the pamper and take care and help to the people help to the babies to eat, feeding the babies, stuff like that. That's my dreaming job.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a real good one.
But you need to study to be and you need to have a place, and it's a lot of things that you need to do.
Oh yeah, that's the
in
next
order
one.
to working in that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever get a chance, if you ever find yourself out wanting to see live music, I'm in a band called Yachtley Crew. You can turn right here. We're actually playing tonight, but this is the band I'm in. So I'm gonna leave that with you in case you and your friends ever want to go out and listen to some good soft rock. Do you like bands like Hall & Oates and Steely Dan and Michael McDonald, all that nice smooth rock? That's the kind of, love songs and stuff we play. Oh yeah, right here. This is the spot. Thank you so much. And what's your name?
Sonia.
You have a great day, Sonia.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I've entered what must be like a sports Shangri-La for many folks. I'm in a sports bar. TVs surrounding me everywhere. Every single television has a different game on it, whether it be baseball. This one looks like hockey over here. So yeah, I'm in the midst of this. Oh, there's women's softball. Oh, we got a Frisbee championship happening over there. Oh, what is that? What are those guys riding? Motorcycles. Are those motorcycles? What the hell? Those things look like Tron motorcycles. What? Whoa, man. I've never seen motorcycles like that before. What the heck? There's motorcycles. What? That thing. It's like, is it drag racing? Maybe that's what it is. Just to see who's got the faster motorcycle. These motorcycles have what look like long metal, at least, 5 or 6 feet long, things dangling off the back of the motorcycle. I don't know if it's to keep them upright or what. It's very curious. But it seems like drag racing. Because they're not going around and around. These guys, it's just like all right, go. Like that kind of thing. Go. Interesting. So yeah, we stopped at this place. We're on our way to tonight's Yachtley Crew show in Stillwater, as I stated previously. as I stated previously, yesterday I made the miscalculation of that Yachtley Crew was playing at Stillwater yesterday. However, that was not the case. We were in fact at the Rose in Pasadena yesterday. Tonight we're in Dana Point. It's a windy one outside. It's interesting. There's a guy walking here, and he's got his arms way out, and they're bent. What's he doing? Interesting. Very interesting. There's a guy walking along. He's walking along with what seems like a girlfriend, and the girlfriend is like just very not humored by him. And he had his arms just like bent and like way out, like those bodybuilder dudes you see with their huge backs, and they just can't put their arms down. That's what it seemed like. That's what it looked like. However, it seemed like the guy actually could put his arms down. That was quite an interesting observation. I'd love to know the story with those guys. He took a hit of what looked like a vape pen, and it was funny. It's so interesting when you watch human behavior. I just love seeing how people interact with each other, the subtleties. There's a time for a while there when I was studying NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, with my buddy Chuck Plath. He and I were studying it like madmen. Like crazy. I felt like a Jedi using the Force with that stuff. The book that we read, it was called Instant Rapport. Now that brought you right into the basics. Eye accessing cues, all kinds of things. I'm not going to give away the secrets here. However, check it out. Instant Rapport. And he and I got so good at it. Hi. Oh, I think. Oh, good. Thank you. We got so good at this that when I went into Columbia College, I could be comfortable anywhere. That's something I would suggest for people who have social anxiety and have a hard time acclimating to large crowds, different people, basically moving outside of their comfort zone. That is something to consider. Instant rapport. Because what happens is, with the NLP, you start realizing it is a program. You can actually kind of tell by the language that people are using, and the stuff that you're taught in this book, Instant Rapport. You can see kind of what someone is going to say next, or how they're going to say it. Oh, yes. May I have these street tacos, please?
Anything else?
Oh, wait. Is there any way to not get garlic in it, or is that sort of like magically baked into it?
Sauce is in it, but I can have them not put the sauce.
Oh, good. That would be cool.
Okay, so no Parmesan garlic.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, is that everything?
Cool. Oh, yeah, that's good. Thank you so much. So it really helped with getting to know people. I was using those techniques when, my first days of school at Columbia College. I was talking with teachers like I had known them forever, talking with other people like I had known them forever. And I got so deep into it that I could tell kind of what was going to happen next. It was really interesting. Everyone became an experiment. Everybody became my anthropological experiment. Everyone became a guinea pig, for the lack of a better explanation. There's no intimidation from anybody, no there's no worries or anxiety. It was just purely, just really dialed in. A great skill to have. In fact, me saying this out loud, I think I'm pretty much telling myself that I need to start investigating it again. Get involved with it again. I see about 7 very mischievous teenagers with their mothers. They look mischievous. Incredible. Incredible. So that's my thought of the day. The next time you hear from me, we'll be outside of this place. Oh yeah, I can't remember if I told you why we stopped here. We stopped at this place, this sort of indoor mall area. Philly Ocean wanted to do some working out at a LA Fitness over here. So I'm hanging out for the next, I would say, hour. Dig that. Thank you. So I'll be doing some drawing. Of course, if I get inspired to tell you anything, you will be the first to know. Until then, stay inspired. We are currently in the midst of doing sound check. It's 8:12 p.m. We will be performing at 9 p.m. here at Stillwater Spirits and Sounds in Dana Point. We're very excited. Every time we're here at Stillwater, the folks who show up are just fantastic. It fills to capacity, and everybody is just in the vibe. There's a gal here who's wearing a Yachtley Crew hat that we had all autographed, and so she's apparently wearing it, and she's out there now. I guess she first saw us at the Rose some time ago, Pasadena, and so she's out there. It's so cool when these folks come out, check us out. Listen. So, more on that later. We're very excited to be here. Things are rocking. Things are rolling. And if you ever get a chance to come out to a Yachtley Crew show, I definitely suggest it. All the love songs you grew up with, the music you hear in all over the place. Elevators, grocery stores, malls, etc., etc. So, we shall talk to you later.
Hello, good day, good afternoon, and good evening. This is your old pal, Carl Sagan. Yes, it's been old news at this point that I, in fact, did not die on the date that many believe I have. In fact, I was cryogenically frozen and sent in a space pod to the planet Mars, where I was unfrozen and conducted my life with my Mars brotherin and sisterin inside the premises of the center of Mars. We have been steadily growing a wonderful community, which includes a very large racetrack. Thank you, Mr. Tesla Maker, for sending us a brand new car to Mars, so we can drive it around on our racetrack. called the second amphitheater, where in the middle of the track we have various intergalactic bands, singers, and songwriters, poets, comedians, and comedians. All sorts of parallel dimensional creatures, monsters, extraterrestrials, and other sort of, shall I say, beings, and of course, not beings. Being or not being, that is the question. Have yourselves a very wonderful day, and remember, you too are a scientist of nature, space, the biosphere, and your very own subatomic particles. Always remember, you are a very powerful being. You are stardust. You are space dust. You are the residue of the dreamer. And you, of course, are dreaming other dreams. Take care. Goodbye for now. And remember, just because you may not have a telescope or a microscope does not mean that you don't have your own tools, your own personalized tools to investigate the universe. Your hypotheses, your hyperboles, your stories, and your imaginations. The important ingredientes of your being. Ta-ta for now. Past, present, and future scientists.
I won't do it.
This revelation struck me. I'm currently reading. Got a lot of great books here that I'm going to be reading. One of them is Into the Magic Shop by James R. Doty. Okay, so there's a thing in there. What's so great about this book is about manifestation of reality, things like that. Now, one of the things about this is that as a little kid, he's writing down the things that he wants to manifest in reality, the things that he wants to one day have. And it's like, Porsche, Rolex watch, materialistic type of stuff. And I realized, okay, so, and it gives all the reasons behind why he wants those particular things. They got certain associations of success and whatnot in his mind. Certain they represent success, etc., etc. So I was thinking about this, like the idea of people feeling jealous of others, of wanting something that someone else has, the billboards and how certain things are presented. Now, this is just an obvious thing that maybe people are already, looking into. However, to me, it was like a really neat revelation. Is that it's not that thing that the person wants. It's the happiness that thing provides. It's the joyfulness. It's the ease of life, the smoothness, the momentum, the flow, the joy, the excitement, the adventure. All the things that are represented in that poster and that billboard and that ad about that particular thing, that's so if it's a diamond on a woman's finger and the woman is wearing like this crazy like freaking, let's say like, oh God, what's her name? It's popping in my brain right now. The Breakfast at Tiffany's lady. Someone looking like that, they look at that and they go, oh, I need that. I need to wear that. Some dude sees some Harley Davidson dude, dressed up, looking like a badass. Okay. Those are the clothes I need. Well, no, it's the attitude. It's the dude is a badass. It's not because the clothes he's wearing. It's because he's so comfortable in whatever that thing is that he is. He's so comfortable in it and just feels so free. Maybe the motorcycle represents freedom to someone, and they see a Harley Davidson rider. Wow, that's cool. That's freedom out there. That's the openness of the land and everything. So when people see the jewelry, when they see a Rolex watch, when they see a diamond on someone's finger, it's really truly the value that person is putting into whatever that specific thing is. That's the interesting thing. And I know I've used this story so many times, but it's such a great one, and it needs to be retold, is that when I was a little kid, my brother and I got these toys, these remote control cars, and he really liked his. Mine was red and his was white, I think. And I could tell he was having so much fun, and I thought for sure he had a better one. So I asked him, hey Josh, do you want to trade? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, I don't care. So then I had the white one. And then he was just totally having so much fun with the red one, and I thought, wait, maybe the red one is better. So I asked him to trade it back, and I realized that after all these years, it was really truly the value that he was putting into and the appreciation that was going on right there. So when people seeing, a lot of times I think what that reaction is, they'll be like, oh, lucky you. Wow, aren't you having a great time? Wow, looks like someone is being very successful now. And they talk to you in that kind of tone of voice when you give good news or something. What they're saying is, my life is not going easy flowing right now. That's all there is to it. I just really want to be easy flowing, easy going, relaxed, at ease, watching their life manifest before them.
because it's the value and the appreciation of what's happening in that moment that's really the most valuable thing. Because as we've seen, someone gets, let's say, water jet ski thing, water jet ski, and they're riding it around the pond, they're riding it around the lake, having a grand old time. After about a week, maybe they get tired of it. Their appreciation for it, their value for it has dropped, maybe. Or they could just keep on rocking. Every day they wake up and they find value in this. And they're just going, woohoo, man, is the best. And they really dive into that, really dive into that. That's just the greatest gift of all is the times that we're actually spending with our own selves. Because if we're not having a good time right now in this moment, well then, there's a slim chance anyone else is if they're standing next to us and we're going, wah, wah, wah. And that's sort of like, seeping out. If we're in a great mood, there goes that light. Reverberation. And that turns on the other things within people's hearts. Turns it on within themselves. Now, that's the other thing too. Is that if for those of us who latch on to that idea that the thing that's going on that billboard, the thing that we really just want to actually have, or that we want to be a part of, it's just valuing a moment in time, just really valuing that moment, allowing ourselves to get to that point where we can really value the moment. And what are some of the easiest ways of doing that? At least the ways that I've found is daydreaming. My mom and dad would tell me that I go off into these zones quite often. I go off into these zones, and and I was just like locked in and wonder what's going on. So everyone does that, I think. They daydream, which is always encouraged. If you see someone in a zone and they seem to be like really locked in and they really like where they're at, please leave them alone. Please leave them alone. A lot of times, I remember growing up, people would just wave their hands in front of me, like, hello. Why are you waking me up out of my dream? I was totally happy there. Why are you waking me up out of it? Do you have something more exciting to show me? If you do, then please enlighten me now, please. So I'd always go off into these zones, just go off into these dreams. I think those are some of the cheapest thrills. As Uncle Arnie used to say, which has always been popularly said, wherever you go, there you are. So if you're the only person you're the only person who's required to hang out with you all day. Isn't it interesting? I'm the only person that I have to hang out with all day long who knows all the thoughts, all the stuff that guy's thinking. Would I prefer if he were entertaining me? Yeah. Would I prefer he was fun? He had fun ideas, fun thoughts, so I could sit in the back seat and listen to him or contribute to them and whatnot? Yeah, that I do. I would like that. I would like that a lot. I want this person to believe in themselves. I want them to believe in their dreams, believe in their visions, believe in the imagination. Trusting the path. I want him to dream bigger and trust in the magnetization of a vibe. Keeping that radio signal going. Keep the signal going. Keep the signal going. It's the beacon. It's the beacon. Brings the guides. Brings the invisible friends. Whoosh, to swoop in. So, what are some of the cheapest thrills? Going off into a zone. Daydreaming. Letting the imagination flow. Automatic writing. Doodling. Doodling is the rawest form of art. Next time you're on a phone, draw. you will see your hand just goes. That's it right there. Doodling, that's a cheap thrill. Gives you so much insight. Obviously, synchronicities are the biggest, most valuable. All you have to do is just experience it and really look at it and go, wow, I appreciate this. Why am I viewing this as significant? Well, because I realized that 5 minutes ago I just thought of this particular thing and then now it's happening. And I'm playing with the idea, playing with the direct correlation that maybe I had something to do with it. Just playing with that idea. It's just an imagination. Just like if we watch a movie and we imagine ourselves, or like Doctor Who. And you watch Doctor Who and you embody the character of Doctor Who and you walk around talking like Doctor Who. Or your favorite friend, let's say you watch Friends, your favorite character, you start walking around like Joey, hey, cut it out. You know, you start like sort of embodying that spirit. It's no different than that. So if it's the same as that, well then the imagination of pretending with that idea of just going, hey, you know what, I'm just going to play with this idea that this sort of avatar, this character in this big playground called Earth, this avatar labeled as an Earthling in this particular game, I'm gonna give them magic. I'm gonna give them exciting things. Here's some synchronicity. And that's gonna raise a question mark. The question mark is, why is it significant? It's there whether we're viewing it as significant or not. It's there. So it's whatever value I attach on it. Some people love certain football teams. There's a certain value attached to that. They know all the stats. They know all that stuff. If someone on the outside were looking at them and they go, you're crazy for knowing all those stats, well, there's a chance that that person knows a whole bunch of stats and has spent a lot of exploration learning about a particular subject. So what makes it so much different if one were to swim with that reality of just playfulness? I created this thing. That's a cheap thrill. Put someone in a good mood, and then guess what? The byproduct of that is that person looks at that and goes, oh my God, that's so fun, that's so great. And now they're telling that story to someone else. And now that opens up a conversation for the possibility that this other person also had an interesting synchronicity that looped in with that. Which is so great. What a wonderful thing to share. What then? Then you finding out that your relatives actually went to school together or something way back when. And you realize, wow, the universe just placed me here. That to me, that is such a thrill. That is so thrilling to play with it in that idea, to play with it in that matter. It's far more thrilling than if I were just to go, oh, what a quinky dink, and brush it off. I just love it. It's so fun. And whoa, I mean, this crazy one happened yesterday at the Yachtley Crew show. David Bowie, lately he's been calling me Curtis Maximus. He's like, hey, Curtis Maximus. He's like, I'm just going to start calling you Max. And I go, dude, that's so funny you said that. Of course you said that. Because I played a guy named Max Neptune in the sci-fi and the retro sci-fi Max Neptune and the Menacing Squid. I played Max Neptune. And he goes, oh my God, that's so crazy. He's like, that is golden. You're the golden boy. And I go, dude, you know what's so crazy? You just said that? Is that the very first play I was ever in was called The Golden Boy. It's called The Golden Boy. He goes, oh my God, you're exploding my brain right now. So I got to tell you, what I think is attributing to this, what I know is attributing to this, because way back when I was getting a whole just buttload of synchronicities, of Usu flowing through, which I'll explain Usu at some point. Usu is, obviously it's tied in with synchronicity. There was a time when I was really getting them, and I was writing them down, getting these great ideas, writing them down. So I've been reactivating these particular tools lately to do that. And one of them is called the Sacred Circuitry Look for a video called, you could type in the keyword Bashar Sacred Circuitry. Watch it's 15 minutes. Try to zone out on this thing. And just try to be there in the moment. I would say wear headphones, put it on the big screen, biggest full screen. And if you got 15 minutes for 3 days in a row, sacred circuitry. Also, the Bashar transformative shifting cube. I've talked about this before. I've reactivated utilizing this when I'm on the bus, on the way to shows, stuff like that. And that's amplifying my synchronicities. So you're going to hear a buttload more synchronicities on this than ever before. There's a wave coming through. It's a wave coming through. And if I do my due diligence, each time it happens, I will be picking this up and recording it. This is why I'm recording all the time. This is why the podcast is going all the time. Is because, obviously, from a gifts from my future self. Number 2, the more I'm talking about the startling revelations, what's going on in that moment, it opens up more and more possibilities for other ones come swooping in at any moment. And that way, if I could actually capture it in pixel digital format, this is a revolutionary moment in time. We can actually say, okay, bam, at this moment in time, this is when that happened. So, there you have it. Whatever it is.